Welcome to Stellaris. This is just I'm just gonna go and play a pretty fun, just comp stompy game. If I can get things figured out here. Okay, cool. So I have created the Shroom Mycology. It is a military dictatorship. Efficient bureaucracy, distinguished admiralty, authoritarian, fanatic militarist. Because, well, they must spread. Let's see. Prosperous unification. We are fungoids. Non-adaptive. Because, well, things have to be just right for mushrooms to grow. And they're kind of weak. Because, well, it's a mushroom. Yep. Intelligent because they have roots that think. And rapid breeders because of their spores, and they're kind of traditional because, well, yeah, it just kind of works. We are running fungoid ships, preferring tropical worlds because that just made sense to me. Let's see. Prosperous unification. We are the shroom. You will help us grow among our stocks or beneath them. All right. So, let's see. It looks like Stellaris is really good about recommending that you buy these $10 packs left and right. And kind of look at it as, didn't the game come somewhat done? But okay. Let's see. We do Spiral, but I would prefer to have... Yeah. I think we're just gonna do a big old ring. Huge, 1,000 stars. AI empires. I'm gonna be against 6. Advanced AI starts. We're gonna leave that off. Technology and tradition. 1, because I'm not in any hurry to play the game. I lower it, and yeah, it makes it much faster. 1 times is fine. Habitable worlds. Yeah, just 1 times is fine as well. Pre-FTL civilizations are kind of annoying. I'm going to turn them off. Yeah, because they just end up becoming rivals. I'd rather just eat them. Let's see here. Crisis strength. I'm going to go half, because I'm just trying to have some fun. Victory year is going to be off, or... Yeah, we're just off. We're going to play until I get bored, and I'm not going to finish this anyways. Ensign will do for a difficulty, so nobody has any bonuses. I mean, I don't think that the game... Hey, they all kind of play the same regardless, and it's just giving them bonuses on top of it, essentially allowing the AI to cheat, which I don't know. I mean, you can let them cheat, but it's not like it's any smarter than you tactically. Make your battle engine strong. That's the way I look at it. Have a little bit of strategy in there. Not just send all the things. So, yeah, I say that as I've played like tons and tons of Total War, and Total War games, it is this, well, we're just going to make them stronger and stronger because they don't get strategy. They just get numbers and just buffing them to the point where you could have an entire, like, 1 unit of Praetorian Guards versus... yeah, it's not even a unit, but 1 unit of Principes versus a unit of like town mob, and hey, at max difficulty, that unit of town mob is able to wipe your ass, because there really isn't any strategy when they just run directly at each other. And I mean, yeah, you could probably amp up your strategy, but I think 1-to-1 things are supposed to be, yeah, one group of Principes versus one group of Principes should be an equal match, down to the man, where they both run away from each other. But yeah, Caravanteers, we're going to leave that. L-Gates, we're going to leave that on. Xenocompatibility, don't know what it is, so I'm going to leave it on. Logistic growth C, yep. I'm going to leave that at 1. So, yeah, guaranteed habitable worlds. I mean, yeah, 2. I do kind of want to spread it early. Growth required scaling, we're going to leave that at low. And Iron Man mode off. I mean, we're going to turn that on. Okay. So, we're starting this new game. The Shroom Mycology. In the eons since the first primitive shroom communities took shape in the dense jungles of Skullcap, our civilization has spread and prospered. Technological progress has been swift, but as our numbers grew, the civilian population became increasingly restless. With our world on the brink of anarchy, the military stepped in to restore the rule of law. A new order was established to safeguard our nation from all threats, both external and internal. Now, after the discovery of the Hyperlane Network, the finest minds of the Shroom Mycology have finished development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Okay, we're going to begin there. We are still paused, so we're going to start off. Technology is the first thing yelling at us. So we can do automatic research, or we can select it. I'm personally kind of on the side of... I'm going to select it. Yeah, unity is kind of important and whatnot, but ground defense planning kind of automatically gets rid of that negative that we have from being weak, but we'll eventually get that. I'm gonna get pop growth speed to begin with, and engineering research, cool. And the first thing I focus on, so we got 4 out of 6. Scientist, head of research. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, don't have enough unity. Okay, well... Head of research is already working. So the first thing I do, automation, let's get him doing everything, because, hey, this is 1,000 stars. Or at least it said it was 1,000 stars. That doesn't look like 1,000 to me, but yeah, I might be blind. And I'm gonna get it starting to do some research. While it's starting to do its research, I have... the Urgiblarg from Cap. That's like Mushroom Cap. Automatic construction, we're going to set it on. And that's just going to be my little construction slave that roams around and does construction-y things. Cool. And really at the very beginning here, the main like drive of what we're doing is just trying to get as many, well, I'm going to get 3 science ships flying around because I have the ability to have up to 6 leaders. So I'm going to have, well, 6 leaders. I'm able to have 2 more, and I'm going to make sure that those 2 additional are both they're both going to be science ships.
Construction complete.
Great. I'll read everything from now on, but that was just, yeah, there's life outside of our own. It's all kind of pre-programmed. Yeah, we should really look at the stars. The shroom mycology is abuzz with news of the alien life that was found. While hardly intelligent by shrooming standards, the fascinating beings defy easy classification and hint at the immense complexities and possibilities of the universe. Interesting. Planetary anomalia. Great. Okay, well, I can hire this first one. They have the ability to research anomaly speed 100%. So I'm gonna definitely do that. Leader acquired. I am here to serve your empire. Tell me what needs to be done. I will in a second here. Shipyard. Let's go ahead and get science ships going. The moment that I get another tick here, I'm going to build my second one. Alright, cool.
Construction complete.
Blurp Research Station and Grillhundia. That's nice. So let's go and throw my available scientist in there. Yep. And you're going to automate and do all those stuff. Start. Great. And we have our second one. We already have enough to go and get it. And do they live longer or do they research faster? I think they're going to research faster. That just seems to be important to me. So I got them all sent off. And they just they get to go and start doing their thing. The React system is fully researched. Okay, all that has done its stuff. You
Construction complete.
Are done. We are lacking 2. We're gonna build it, and you get to go to our first oh yeah, now I also need to get certain things automated because I'm not a big like build it all person. So yeah, we got that set. We're gonna come over here and yeah, I don't know. Like monthly energy, I'm gonna do $20, $20, and then I kind of want to go and transfer resources of like 100 and 100.
System survey complete.
To just get you started. There we go. Great. System has been surveyed. Do we have 100? Almost have 100. But planet is now automated. So once it has enough stuff, it will do it. Okay. So Habitable World Survey. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Skullcap. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. Commendable initiative? Or we have more important matters to focus on? I like just... We are
Situation
the
log
shroom.
updated.
Resistance is inevitable. Alright. So that's good and going. But yeah, automation settings are all good. So, automate. You're still set to automatic. Okay, cool. Well, I have enough to build. Oh, and we had discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Hanum Terrat 1. The sublight vessel was built up by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which happens to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. An interesting, albeit primitive design. Cool, thank you. Okay, so traditions. It's time for me to pick some traditions. So population upkeep is probably pretty cool. But let's take a look here. And you'll start getting these things real quick. We're gonna get discovery just because it speeds up what we're doing right now, which is just spreading out, getting all that research as quickly as possible. I am hoping that... Oh! The shroom mycology is abuzz with news of the alien remnants that were recently studied. These remains are considered definitive proof of intelligent, purposeful alien activity at some point in the past. We may still be alone now, but we are at least not the first to be so. That kind of alludes to a fear of the dark forest. But yeah, it's cool. Alright, we're going completely top down here. Our recent encounter with alien life forms has reignited and made sudden more urgent an old debate on how we should approach contacting any potentially intelligent alien civilizations we may meet. While some advocate for focusing on establishing friendly relations as quickly as possible by contacting them with a message of peace, others advise caution, pointing out that we cannot know whether alien minds bear ill intent towards us and that it would be unwise to let them know too much about us before it is necessary. A third, more radical group pushed for preemptive action against them. With the security of all shrooms at risk, they say, we dare not hesitate to take whatever measures necessary to gain the upper hand against any potential xeno threat. Let's be cautious. We are shrooms, man. We're shrooms. Alright.
Council agenda ready.
Oh, council agenda ready.
System survey
Well,
complete.
we're gonna launch that. Oh, strategic resource discovered. During its survey of Kibben 7, the Cap Urgal Glem discovered deposits of rare crystals. These crystals have properties that make them extremely effective at focusing laser beams, and they are also a critical component in most advanced electronics. In addition, many cultures treasure them as decorations and adornments. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. Exploitation? Well, the Shroom Empire is also somewhat British. Okay. And the past harms. Okay, available agendas for us to go and work on next. We're going to do that because I just, evolving society just gets us more unity. Unity is this. We use unity for a lot of our things. And also, the more unity we can get more of those, like, edicts or whatever it is. That give us, like, set 20% increases to certain things. So, system surveyed. It was great.
Construction
We came,
complete.
we saw, we yawned, we conquered. Okay, cool. So, that automated ship that I set up is now headed on over here now that that is built. And in the meantime, let's build the next outpost. In the meantime, we are going to go to fastest here. Because, not that we're in a huge hurry. I just,
Construction
gotta
complete.
get things going just so that we don't end up getting to a point where I'm just sitting here. Just, like
System
shrooms.
survey complete.
Yeah. Oh. We got another tradition. That was what I was trying to say earlier. Okay. So... we're going to get prosperity next. Because prosperity gives us that mining station output increase of 20%. Helpful. Very helpful. And, yeah, we just need to go and keep on discovering stuff and being prosperous. So, spread.
Construction complete.
Oh. Found my first
System survey complete.
potential
Construction complete.
place to go forth and singing planet. What we first assumed to be a deliberate attempt at communication has turned out to be an unusual but naturally occurring phenomenon. The magnetic waves produced by the planet, given proper handling and editing, may sound a bit like talking or even singing, but they are in no way created by the thinking being. Some of our scientists, however, find it quite catchy. It might be possible to make use of this phenomenon, possibly by hosting artists or VIPs at a station created solely to catch these signals and play them as relaxing music. Fascinating. Cool. That's just more Unity. Deceptive Giant. What we had assumed was an abnormally small gas giant is in fact not. Beneath the deceptive cover of thick dust swirling in the upper atmosphere lies a regular planet, a barren planet, but a planet nonetheless. That has proven quite embarrassing to the astronomical community on Skullcap. Yeah, remarkable. They were wrong. Sometimes you can only learn when you get close. Okay. Well, let's go and...
System survey complete.
yeah, we're going to take that system. Encounter in Spore. We have made first contact with the mysterious aliens in the Spore system. For now, we have codenamed them New Aliens. Until we can find out more about them, if they possess a language, we should decipher it so that we can assess how much of a threat they pose. Interesting. That's very interesting.
Construction complete.
We've made first contact with an unknown entity. Where's the unknown entity? Where's the unknown entity? Did not think I'd find one. It's been a short game. Okay. Enigmatic spacefares. News of alien ships humming through the ether has reached Skullcap. In many ways, ending the first chapter in the book of the Shroom Mycology's bid for a solar empire. Stellar empire. I want a galactic empire. Ooh, thank you for new leaders. Cool. Alright. So, we have this wet climate. We're going to colonize it. And we're going to call it... I'm going to stay with Lake. I did Skullcap because that is a...
System survey complete.
Oh. Let's go ahead and pause. There we go. Okay. We do a bunch of this series. I'm sure people will have recommendations for different places to be named different things. But in the meantime, let's go with room names. Yeah, mushroom names list. Okay, so we're gonna call our first colony is going to be Death Cap. There we go. So that's set up to go and colonize. Great. System surveyed. And it's paused, but we can speed that up.
Construction complete.
And stuff's just doing its thing. Oh, mysterious monolith. The monolith we found at TBR-893 dwarfs the science ship we sent to investigate it. A majestic, smooth slab of metal. The once garish pigment patterns on the front have been reduced to mere flecks. A small power outlet on the machine's side promises its secrets will be unveiled in exchange for a modest sum of energy credits. I have the energy.
System survey complete.
The machine stirs, ancient mechanisms clanking beneath the smooth facade. After much whirring, buzzing, and dramatic pause, metallic panel slides back, and a ship-sized cylinder rolls out of the machine. The cylinder contains a liquid most foul, a once delicious nutrient long spoiled by time. By studying the substance, our scientists hope to learn about the biology of the aliens who once delighted in it, assuming we could do something about the smell first. Fascinating. We found a interstellar Coke machine. All right. Well, let the good times keep on rolling.
Research complete.
Okay, new research. So, we got ceramo metal armor. We have Nebula Refinery, which is a mining station output increases. But we can also, yeah, we're going for 0G refineries. Sounds good. We're gonna have some other things pop up very soon here. Should almost watch this.
Research complete.
Pause and survey speed. Yep, we're gonna speed up the survey speed.
Research complete.
And let's see. And more food from the farmers. More blood for the blood god. More
Colonization
skulls
in
for the
progress.
skull throne. The first shroom colony. Our colony ship has found a rare patch of open ground in the jungles of Deathcap and made planetfall. The landing site is surrounded on all sides by lush vegetation, and sentry drones have been deployed to guard against predators. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first shroom city on an alien world. A great day for the shroom mycology.
System survey complete.
Okay.
Construction complete.
Yep. Pause. Okay, I can, to boldly go. Is that a commander you can see there? Yeah, it's an engineer. Okay. How do you assign an envoy? It's a good question. I would think that, oh, there we go. And Glabber or Glort. I like saying Glort. So we're gonna set up Glort to start the process of introducing us to
System
the
survey
greater
complete.
universe. Pirate treasure. This asteroid appears to have been used intermittently as a base by a band of alien pirates roughly 1,000 years ago. A small boarding party entered the base and managed to recover their abandoned treasure hoard. It consisted largely of stolen trinkets and artifacts, but some of it still appears to be of value. These ill-gotten gains shall serve the state. Chuck it into the energy recycler. Power overwhelming. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, Dram has a lot of power, but I don't really need power. I need... There we go. Oblion. Weapons target range. Asteroid Lima Juliet Gulf 234 is pockmarked with craters from weapon blast and appears to have been used as a target range by someone roughly 2 millennia ago. Residual energy readings suggest they tested increasingly exotic weaponry, including subspace bombs and some kind of singularity generator. Our scientists would be interested in studying the unusual energy echoes that remain. Interesting.
Construction complete.
Oh yeah, back to Spore, Skullcap.
System survey complete.
It's automatically doing this thing here. It's figuring out what I need to do. Automated shipyard. While conducting their survey of Inagor 1, the Cap Urgel Glem detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Science Officer Dabber is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project. I think I get like an ancient battleship or something like that out of this. I don't know.
Updated.
Concentrated energy. The source of the unusual energy readings noted on Romeo Foxtrot Golf Romeo 784 is confirmed to be a small blue orb. The scientists report that sensors pick up tachyons of reverse polarity. Symbols are carved into the ground around the object, perhaps placed there by an older civilization. It is unclear whether they are meant as an instruction or a warning. The full inscription is far from translated, but individual symbols seem related to the measuring of time and the relative positions of celestial objects in the Tanaka system. Do I study it, or do I go, too dangerous, leave it? No. I'm gonna study the orb. Remember, we're young. We are young. While working at the site on Romeo Foxtrot Golf Romeo 784, Dibber Dabber brushed against the blue orb. They later described a vision of time stretching out like a river into the infinite future and past. In front of them, blue energy arced out of the time stream and was absorbed by their body. Although the incident was accurately measured by the other scientists to span less than a second, they experienced it for more than an hour. After the vision ended, Dibber Dabber was certain that time would no longer affect them. With an infinite lifetime ahead, they want to use their endless time to explore the universe on their own. I have a problem right now. There's a little bit of a an ethical consideration that I must make personally. Do I give Dibber Dabber, who has now been blessed with immortality, the ability to just go visit everywhere, explore the universe on your own? Or do I tell him, no, stay at your post, and I just have a scientist that will live forever? I mean, not that this decision really marks me or shows anything about myself, but I mean, yeah, I would love to constantly have somebody in my employ that never dies and constantly just absorbs knowledge or does the researching. But leaving them attached to myself to go and do that when they have this desire to go off and do their own thing. Yep. I have let him do his thing. Alright, let's find... And we're just gonna replace him with... Oh, made a mistake there. We're replacing Dibber Dabber with Lort. I am here to serve your empire. Tell me what needs to be done. Well, I am going to tell you to investigate everything. All of it.
Construction complete.
Geothermal. The measured pounding observed from orbit is the motion of immense and ancient geothermal extractors, breathing their last. Built and then abandoned at some point in the distant past, the vast batteries of disintegrating machinery have been pumping up superheated fluids from the planet's core ever since. Their storage capacitors are all broken or leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned from them. Drain them, and, well, I get some extra stuff.
System survey complete.
Okay, new aliens. Weird heat blobs. Long-range scanners have picked up readings in the spore system that could have been described as giant heat blobs. It's worth investigating. Make it so. It has this picture of some kind of Hydra. I don't know what I think about that. But I'm not really certain that I like it. A whiff of something. The Cap Urgle Glen has recovered an elongated metal box from the surface of Englorva. Clusters of small perforations on 5 sides lead Science Officer Dabber to believe it is not a container, but some sort of aerosol dispersal device. Initial tests seem to confirm their suspicions, as trace aromatics still emanate from the object. A special project has been issued to confirm whether this might be an information-carrying device constructed by some alien race, communicating primarily through the secretion and reception of atmosphere-borne chemical compounds, Smells. Malodorous. Malodorous.
Situation log updated.
Stink bomb. FTL impact. A massive crater on Sayama Aya appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the moon for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The Cap Ergolglem has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site, reminiscent of a collapsed hyper-particulate field. But as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. Remarkable. Abandoned amusement park. I almost said abandoned abusement park. And there is a part of the internet you can go for that. The structures of Ingenor V are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Lort notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been a cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us shrooms, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Intriguing. You know, it is that kind of argument. To read underneath this is like, you could theoretically get to a point where your technology is just so alien to somebody else that they don't even see it as a potential like object. They just see it as maybe some kind of weird form of art. Like, if suddenly humanity was gone and the next species that ascends suddenly shows up and they're left with all of our kind of technology hanging around, and they'd be like, what are these black rectangles on the walls? Like, what was their purpose? Like, why? And until they figure out, yeah, they're display and the other things are connected to them. And also, TVs, I mean, I don't know if you've taken a look at an LCD TV that's been sitting in elements for an extended period of time. You're going to come across some they don't live that well. I mean, they start to go bad, especially exposed to UV. So they're gonna find like weird mounts and whatnot, and maybe the cables, and a lot of our stuff is it does decompose. I mean, rubber and plastic does decompose over time, but they'll just find a bunch of wires, not knowing how it all kind of connects on up, and yeah, it'd be interesting. Be very interesting. Intriguing.
Construction
taking
complete.
It way too seriously. New trait. Dabber got the expertise statecraft trait.
System survey complete.
Oh, we got a... So I'm going to throw some more into research or the discovery phase of stuff, or I could continue. We have established the colony death cap in the Kibben system. Okay. Let's see. What do we expand out to? Adaptability. We're gonna enhance our adaptability here a little bit. Okay, new founded colony. Death cap. We are going to automate you. Thank you for your service.
System survey complete.
Signs of battle. There's a clear evidence. There is clear evidence. Sorry, I'm having trouble because one of my contacts is deciding to be a little bit strange. It makes it hard to read this small type on my gigantic monitor. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in the close orbit of Elgrot 3 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapons blasts, and scans from the CPAP Earl Glim have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Daver is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies. Intriguing.
Situation log updated. Research complete.
Oh, that's better. Cordyceps, that's the name
Special
of my
project complete.
my leader. You know, while that's doing its thing, we've paused at a good moment here. Select research. Build them faster and cheaper, or build them better? Faster, cheaper, build them better. I'll be able to do all of this eventually, but I'm the mycology. Faster and cheaper all the way. A whiff of something. The box is indeed a document. Of a sort. Science Officer Daver admits that they have been hoping for a historical record or some other kind of codex significant to whatever culture left it behind, but they were disappointed. The true nature of the aromatic box seems to be a collection of fairly short narratives which, going by the rapid changes in odor towards the end of each sequence, are intended to surprise or be interpreted as comedic. The techniques used to store and reproduce specific smells is of some interest, but the tales it tells are not. The crew of the Cap Burgled Glem are left with the uncomfortable feeling that they have unwittingly become intimately familiar with what certain gaseous byproducts of alien digestion might smell like. However, Daber is unwilling to speculate as to why the box was dumped on this frozen hellscape of a planet. There you go.
System survey complete.
Oh. Faction founded. Okay, so this is the next level of the game where you now have to make sure that factions are happy. I really don't know. But faction founded. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the Shroom mycology. They call themselves the Whetstone Initiative. Their members have been pushing hard for us to assert our military dominance over the rest of the galaxy. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves of the government's actions could prove useful. Assert myself over the rest of the galaxy? Yeah, you always end up with like a militaristic and then a peace one. Ah, here we go. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscapes of the Shroom mycology. They call themselves the Strength Through Unity Initiative. Their members have been pushing hard for an extreme centralization of political and military power. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble that approves of the blah blah blah. Alright. One of the more annoying parts of the game, because I would love to just skip all of the politics. I just want to search, and then I want to kill things. On solar sails, we have found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship of unusual design. Instead of using propulsion similar to that of modern ships, the craft relied on large sails unfurled in the vacuum of space. Presumably, the ship harvested solar energy and drifted on the solar winds created by starlight. I mean, we've already found a solar ship earlier, but if you think that there is more to dig there, diggy hole, go for it, Lord. I mean, dig deeper. Okay, so the new aliens.
Special project complete.
Special project completed. We'll get to that eventually. The team under Science Officer Dabber has finished their expedition on Elgarat 3 and returned to the Cap Urgel Glen. Thankfully, the starship graveyard on the surface proved to be a technological treasure trove. Studying the remains of these vessels has advanced our research in certain fields by several years. There are yet things to discover. Permanent science outpost in orbit would be a great boon to our starship engineering efforts. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go back to this because I want to read this. So the new aliens. It's the Tianki. The spaceborne life forms, which the shrooming head of Society Research has come to refer to as the Tianki, are docile creatures capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It is highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack, even when provoked. They can be safely ignored. They seem like space mushrooms. I shall leave them alone. There is nothing to gain from attacking them.
An alien empire has established communications.
We have finished a first contact procedure. Well, yeah, there we go. I mean, we shall pass like ships in the night, but, yeah. Message in a bottle. Yeah, this is the, that light ship, solar sail ship. So, that'll start getting
Research complete.
investigated. Encounter in Jomel. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Jomel system. For now, we have codenamed them Delta aliens. Until we can find out more about them, if they possess a language, we should decipher it so that we can assess how much of a threat they pose. Interesting. Oh.
System survey complete.
Okay, comet sighted. A fierce plume of flame sears the heavens of Skullcap as a comet skirts the upper atmosphere. The sheer power evident in its cosmic trajectory has made a profound impression on the capital's populace. They liken the intractability of its path to the inevitability of the shroom mycology's ascension to galactic supremacy. All right. I mean, that's a lot to go and bring from that. But, yeah. Whatever makes you happy. Okay. Ancient automata. This is the next thing that was discovered. One of the major areas of extreme verdancy on Quirbus 3 is centered on an overgrown alien structure. Initially thought ruined, closer observation by the Cap Galegonator revealed that the building has mostly survived the crushing embrace of the planet's flora. A special project has been issued to find a way into the structure. Very interesting.
Situation log updated.
We'll find out. Okay. So, society. Let's... Planetary unification. Always good. We're going to increase that survey speed.
Research complete.
More resources. Lost soul. We have found a bipedal robot floating in space. Its faceplate is featureless, and its metal exterior is damaged. Preliminary scans indicate that it has residual power, but its power source is radically different from our own. Its internal circuitry may hold memories of its previous existence, but recharging it and translating its information will take time. I can scan the robot, which, well, let's see what you remember, Cosmic Traveler. Or we abandon it. And, so long, hunk of junk. I mean, let's go and scan it. There's nothing to lose and only things to gain. Yeah, we're gonna scan that. Oh, okay, old soul. Through diligent effort, we have found a way to recharge the the robot's power supply. Scan its memory banks. Sadly, the machine has deteriorated so badly that we cannot retrieve coherent information. We will consider a follow-up study, and we may search for others of its kind. But the fate of this mechanical castaway must remain a mystery. Fascinating.
System survey complete.
Alien writing. Someone used a mining laser from orbit apparently 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of Thrad 2A. The massive script covers a large portion of the moon's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Fascinating. Machinery inside. As suspected, the asteroid... Okay, because my eye is not working so right, because that looked like DILF for a second, and that's like weird. As suspected, the asteroid Delta Tango Lima Foxtrot 044 holds within it a great mass of metal and does indeed hide some manner of machinery. The gathered data clearly shows the constituent parts contain great quantities of stored energy, but its purpose remains unknown. Proceed carefully or probe it? I'm going to proceed carefully. Proceeding carefully.
Construction complete.
Caution. Whoa. Well, I hid one of those things. Like, two things are happening at the same time here. Trojan asteroid. We're going to go back to that one. Caution proved well in order. Hidden inside Delta Tango Lima Foxtrot 044 was a host of old mining drones programmed to attack on site. Science Officer Dabber fortunately detected this early and was able to jam the drone sensors long enough to disable them. Drones' cores are old indeed, but retain vast amounts of energy for siphoning. Excellent. Thank you. The Vatam Star Assembly. And for once I finally realized that this was a hand brushing away stuff like you're doing real archaeology. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Dulcet 4. They must have been active in this region of space approximately 12 million years ago, judging by the age of the artifacts. From what they have been able to piece together, our scientists theorize that these aliens, who called themselves the Vatam Star Assembly, were born like annelids, roughly 3 to 4 meters in length, that communicated with each other primarily through vibrations carried along their segmented bodies. Interesting.
Situation log updated.
Okay. So, let's see here. Domination. We're going to go ahead and get domination.
Construction complete. System survey complete. Special project complete.
Ancient Automata. The overgrown structure in an alien mineral processing plant on Corvus 3 was, prior to its abandonment in the distant past, mostly automated. Husks of artificial workers littered the floor. Their organic components, for their bodies were largely of a biological nature, held upright by polymer endoskeletons long since rotted away. Science Officer Davers speculates that it was the organic remains of these automatons that soon liquefied and drained into the ground, provided an intense boost to soil nutrition and allowed the native flora to grow both abundant and resilient. The plant can be reactivated, but the automatons, fascinating as they may be to Dabber, will never work its halls again. Fascinating. Asteroid collision. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Dulcet 4 at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the planet in the vicinity of the impact crater. A fortuitous event. The fumes lie thick. The planet Dulcet 4A is a toxic wasteland. There are scans unveil that has not always been so. Now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed its home planet via heavy reliance on climate-altering fuels and toxins. On a remote hill, close to a major city, we have found a lone active facility, a robot assembly plant, desolated and surrounded by military vehicles, so deteriorated that they break upon touch. This facility is alien and mysterious, but could provide us with ample study material. Cautionary tale.
System survey complete.
Okay. During its survey of Focal 6, the Cap Galeganator discovered several exotic gases previously unknown to us. These gases have a variety of different uses, particularly in the operation of advanced energy-based weaponry and force fields. Some of the gases can also be used as starship fuel or even as recreational drugs. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, I am going to suck up everything I can. Edit. Monolithic. Chara 2 Delta is uninhabited and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. They are beautiful, or image them for the archives. I'm just going to image them for the archives. Learn everything.
Research complete.
Okay. Planetary build speed. There we go.
Construction complete. System survey complete. System survey complete.
Strength from small places. Having probed the frozen landscapes of the planet Focal 1, we think we have struck something big. Science officer Lort speaks of a bacterial life form, unlike any other. It bonds with other individuals to form large blankets that are durable yet light, and also acts like solar cells. They absorb solar energy with a surprisingly low efficiency loss percentage, most likely a result of evolution favoring those who could gather more heat in the harsh climate. Our researchers back home could surely find some use of this information. I mean, find out if it can improve energy production or try and find a military use. This is one of those cases where it might have a benefit militarily. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Oh yeah, first contact with the Delta aliens. Strength from small places. So since I sent it down the military line, our military development researchers have made progress with the samples we sent them from Focal 1. They have reconstructed the biological solar cells and documented how they retain heat energy within themselves without taking damage. This has helped them develop a new defensive technology for our fleets. Improved deflectors. Nice. Abandoned cargo pod. A discarded cargo pod was left by someone in the upper atmosphere of Zithri 3 long ago. It has somehow escaped the notice of other spacefarers, and its decaying orbit means it would have been lost in the gas giant's crushing atmosphere within another few years. When the crew of the Cap Glem unsealed the pod, they found a stash of alien jewelry made out of precious metals. I mean, melt them down and get alloys, sell them and get 1,000 energy credits, or study their construction and get 302 society research done. Somewhere in here is technology. There we go. Society. I don't know how many points they're doing, but yeah, they knocked off an entire month
Construction
there.
complete.
So
Research complete.
we're gonna pause for a second. Yep, 20% towards researching. That's always good. Okay, envoy. Let's go and throw Glort at it, because Glort is fun to say. So we have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Jamel system. For now, we have codenamed them Delta aliens. Until we can find out more about them, if they possess a language, we should decipher it so that we can assess how much of the threat that they pose. There we go. Words are hard.
System survey complete.
Microsingularity. A microsingularity recently intersected Zithri 4A, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side of the moon. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. Fascinating. Oh yeah, and I gotta pick something here. Expansion. Yes. Rock Brain. A scan of a particularly massive asteroid, Zebra Indigia 3757, yields fascinating results. The rock's core is shot through with a network of conductive crystals carrying a weak electric charge. The crew on the Cap Ergal Glem recognized this matrix as a primitive neural lattice and believed the celestial body to be thinking in some capacity, if not true fully sapient. They seek permission to excavate the core and transport it to the nearest orbital station for closer study. You know, it's kind of alive on its own, and I don't want to move it from what it already has going on. So, study where it is.
System survey complete.
Remove it from the rest of its neural network. It would be like taking one of us from the mycology, and the separation would kill us. Familiar shrine. Most of the asteroid has been laser chiseled with great precision into the likeness of a small shroom temple. A shrine to the Untold, great destroyer deity of several old shrooming faiths. The temple has been tumbling through the quiet of space for longer than we have been capable of spaceflight, a finding which disturbs more than a few of our researchers. Despite the unsettling nature of this discovery, Science Officer Dabber has suggested we search for more objects matching the characteristics of this space temple. They have prepared a list of likely candidates in nearby star systems. Perhaps it would be best if we did not let sleeping gods lie, Or then a looking we shall go. Begins the shrines to the old gods' event chain. Then a looking we shall
Situation log
go.
updated.
Because knowledge
System survey complete.
is power. We're going to colonize. Okay, and it is time for our next
Council agenda ready.
planet name. Well, let's see here. So we have Death Cap. Trying to find a good one. Deadly Dapperling. There we go. Yeah, I just pulled a Morty and hit a button that I wasn't supposed to hit, so I had to hit it again before typing the rest of that. So, Deadly Dapperling. Council agenda. Monthly Unity. Let's go and see what we got. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Cool. Cool. We're gonna do that.
Research complete.
Temporal Prism. Our analyst of the temporal fluctuations in the Rochelle system has revealed something remarkable. A massive prism floating in space. Rather than light, the prism reflects time. Depending on the angle of incidence, the crew of the Cap Ergo Glem report experiencing time at different rates. Biometric scans indicate that some have aged rapidly, while others are days or even years younger than they should be. While our study of the prism has certainly deepened our understanding of the nature and properties of time, its origin and purpose remains a mystery. Fascinating. Okay. Administrative AI. Oh. The Delta aliens. We have discovered a new life form in Jomel. Although calling it a life form may be incorrect, the entities appear to be fully automated, mechanical drones built exclusively for some unknown industrial purpose. Observations will continue, but since it's likely that these machines are programmed with defensive protocols, it would be prudent to tread lightly. Keep looking, but use caution.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
Express mail. Once Cap Urgle Glem got close enough to scan the cargo pod, it was assumed that the sensors were malfunctioning. The pod is built out of the exact same alloy we ourselves use for spacebound structures. The likelihood that some alien beings would come up with this exact mixture is beyond unlikely. Yet after recalibrating the scanners, the same results appeared. Upon opening the pod, the only thing greeting us was a collection of documents detailing exactly where we should assign each of our scientists and what they should study for 10 years forward. Increases the research speed, or this has rattled us. I mean, less unity. I don't really need the unity. Yeah. Interesting. Voltaeum Observatory. An ancient Voltaeum observatory has been found on the surface of Rochelle 6. The Rochelle system is fairly distant from the region of space where the Voltaeum originated. This facility appears to have been primarily used for the observation of their own stars. We have gone over the observatory's surviving data, but there are no clues as to exactly what the Voltaeum were searching for in their observations. Well, they ain't around anymore.
Situation log updated. Construction complete.
Ancient survey marker. A small short-range transmitter has been located on the surface of Aurelia 7. It appears to be an ancient survey marker, placed there eons ago to mark a large deposit of precious metals. The miners it was meant for evidently never arrived, as the deposit is still here. That or there was something much more rare that they found. Friendship. No. It was death.
Construction complete. Colonization in progress. System survey complete.
Oh. Strategic resource discovered on Arbitraeus 2. During its survey of Arbitraeus 2, the Cap Urgle Glem discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed Zro. It is an extremely rare aerosol of exotic particles that appears to have been deposited here through a meteor impact, but its true origin is a mystery. If ingested by psionically gifted individuals, this aerosol should act as a very potent and potentially addictive drug that enhances psi abilities. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for further exploitation. I will. Eventually,
System
I'll get
survey
there.
complete. Construction complete.
Exotic radiation. This particular asteroid is an extrasolar This particular asteroid is an extrasolar capture and appears to have been washed by some kind of exotic radiation as it plummeted through interstellar space before finally settling in the Hega system. The original source of this radiation remains unknown, but the Cap Urgle Glem has been able to pick up a wealth of physics data by studying the asteroid's energy emissions. Remarkable. More traditions. Yes. coprolite asteroid. It's a poop asteroid. Although it is difficult to accept, all indications point towards asteroid Whiskey Lima Hotel 742 being a coprolite, a piece of fossilized feces from some kind of massive life form. It appears to be almost 1 billion years old, and much of the fossil's original organic composition has been replaced by mineral deposits. Our scientists are baffled as to what kind of creature could have produced something like this. Well, I can tell you this. It's one that shits. Remarkable.
Construction complete. Research complete.
We're going to pause here. Okay, the Delta aliens. Reports of the deep space drones previously encountered have been investigated closer. The drones appear to be the workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation. We established millennia ago, and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves, judging by the state of the processing equipment. The drones possess powerful mining lasers and make obviously threatening, if not outright hostile, overtures towards shrooming vessels when approached. They may be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the shroom mycology. Understood.
An alien empire has established communications.
Where you get gene clinics. Eugenic societies are the best. How's Deathcap doing here? They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Okay, teachings of explorers. The Cap Urgel Glem's crew is reporting that they found something spectacular on Arbitrarius Vla. Actually, I say Vla. It's 6 Alpha. On the surface lies traces of an explorative expedition of another civilization. Left behind are some well-preserved documents and artifacts. The proposed action by Chief Science Officer Dabber is to send the text findings to our homeworld for translation. There is also the possibility to sell them off to a private investor. Research is always best.
Situation
research.
log updated.
Glegonator, run away from the mining drone fleet in Damien.
Construction complete.
Oh. Oh, be careful, Glegonator. Okay, let's get things going here. Okay. So let's go ahead and basic strike craft. Time to start making better ships. Okay, so this is finally the part where I start increasing my my defense fleet, because right now my defense fleet are these 3 ships with a total of 202 power. Yeah, we're not really making anybody shaking their boots here. But we have a solution. The Minister of Defense is on board. I think we need to yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get a bunch of those.
System survey complete. Research complete. Construction complete. System survey complete.
So Starbase, we are going to
Colony established.
oh, orbital speed demon. Attempts to scan the object in high-speed orbit of Echo 49 X-ray Indigo 2, or India 2, have been unsuccessful. The object quickly falls below the horizon, and the Cap Urgel Glem's instruments are simply unable to keep up. While the planet's gravitational pull is strong, that alone does little to explain the object's extreme momentum. Either the object itself possesses some extraordinary properties, or there is some gravitational phenomenon at work here. The object's velocity appears to be increasing over time, and Science Officer Daver suspects that it may soon be thrown out of orbit, even without outside interference. Ooh, orbital speed demon. I wonder. One of the things that you can also do is just the names of some of these missions you come across. Just type them into Reddit. Speed Demon Stellaris. Second option. All right. Attempt to halt it.
System survey complete.
The ejected debris successfully collided with the unknown object, reducing its velocity before knocking it out of orbit. The Cap Ergo Glem was able to retrieve it soon thereafter. The object looks to be some sort of box, constructed of alien material. Vein-like ridges meander along its sides, congregating at the top of some type of sphere-shaped mechanism. We can only guess at its contents. It's a giant space dildo. Let's see here. So, we've halted it. I'm gonna open it.
Situation log updated.
Colony development speed is important.
Situation log updated.
Oh, the Cap Ergo Glem has entered the Belgvium system. Its crew reports the star is indeed orbited by another object not dissimilar to the Shrine of the Untold. Valtium Virtual Reality Center. Valtium engineers at some point built a massive orbital complex near Chi Dacronus 5 Alpha, dedicated to computer research. Strangely, they seem to have ignored the normally popular field of artificial intelligence to focus exclusively on virtual realities and massive computer simulations. Most of the complex has been ruined by weapons fire and micrometeorites. What remains is a remarkable condition given the station's age. Interesting.
Situation log updated.
Convenient mining. The asteroid around Euclides 1 has such a perfectly stable orbit that it is easy to understand why our scientists thought it was placed there artificially. Yet, there are no conclusive indications of any propulsion systems or any other artificial marring. The only natural conclusion is that by some absurdly improbable chance, the asteroid got caught in Euclides 1's gravity well. We have also detected some rare crystals on the surface of the asteroid. How thoughtful. Very cool. Don't count your planets. Our scientists have discovered something rather monstrous. The mountain range they scanned earlier was actually the outer membrane of a gigantic egg. It's uncertain what behemoth could lay such an egg. What horror would hatch from it? Oh, don't count your planets. well, I'm going to study it from afar because that goes with my particular... crack it open, but study it from afar. Let's see what's inside this
Spaceborne
planet.
life form encountered.
Oh. Strategic resource discovered. The Cap Ergo Glen has discovered a previously unknown strategic research on Dubux 1 Alpha, dubbed volatile motes. These preternatural particles contain a tremendous amount of energy, which could be exploited in energy production as fuel or even as explosives. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the future exploitation. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause for the day. That was fun. Exit the menu. There we go. So pretty. And y'all have a good night.